is there a difference in sort of like dating while black versus dating while white? You know, as you pointed out, you're an actual black person. So
he's natural. Naturally black.
You know, dating as black man, dating as black woman. Like, do you think that there's a distinct way in which people within the culture court each other, I guess? Have you noticed big differences in sort of like dating around, tasting the rainbow?
The only big difference with dating the white guy is just that there was no limits to what we could do in regards to dating black guys in the city.
In the city.
That really haven't left out the city. There's only you're going to dinner, you go to the movie places. With the white guy, we were going skiing, we were going Cuban, we were just doing more different stuff that I like and grew up doing because I went to boarding school and did those things. But it was never oh no, I don't want to do that, or there was always a willingness to try, as opposed to getting a black guy to do certain things. Like, I tried to take a black guy on a picnic and he was like, "What is this?" And I'm just like, "It's a picnic, it's cute, it's romantic." And he was just like, "No, I don't want to be outside." And I'm just like, "You're just not going to try a little bit to see if you like it? You've never even been on a picnic." That was probably the difference with dating.
That's so funny. The first date I ever went on with a black girl, we went on a picnic. And it was really nice.
It was.
Why do you think that there's, in your experience, there's sort of like a more limited idea of what goes into the dating box?
I don't know. Because part of me, not from a racial standpoint, but just from I just think millennials are they just don't know how to date. It's just kind of more so okay, I want this. The easiest way to get you is, I think that's how most millennials just date. We're not really dating for marriage. We're just dating to have whatever situation we want to have at that moment. Dating is very temporary. It's very temporary with temporary. Everyone is temporary for us, and I think that plays a lot into dating now.
I think dating is almost now a means to an end. I think a lot of dudes take girls on dates because we know that the narrative is that's what girls want. They want to be taken out on dates. They want to be courted. It seems like people don't date because they truly want to. I think people date because they feel like there's this unspoken pressure that says that they have to. Because say for instance, if a girl just does want to have sex, but she doesn't want to be looked at in a certain way, maybe she's thinking, well, all right, well, I gotta at least make them take me out on a couple of dates before I actually fuck them, And for a guy, it's as guys, I think we're looked at by women with the assumption that we only want to have sex. So if we know that they think, oh, she thinks I only want to have sex, so we're not going to get to the sex unless I take her out a couple times. So it's it's just lost its authenticity in a weird way. I've taken some girls out on dates that I don't really give a fuck about. Well, I don't even want to say give a fuck about, but
felt like you had to.
I just felt like I had, it was a prerequisite.
I don't really agree with that though. I don't really agree with having to take most women out on dates because I don't want to be seen in public with you. If I want some dick, I want some dick. But y'all know that that's just me. I say what I want and I mean that shit. But I also feel like some women can boldly say I want X, Y, and Z and not have to put up with anything else after that. And it's also probably because of the type of woman that is that makes the guy want them even more. But I just don't agree with that. You have to take a girl out on a date to get sex from them.
No, I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying that the back and forth that we have. When I say we, let's just say Black Twitter, for instance, right? You know what Black Twitter is?
Everybody knows.
But I know,
Jackson
right?
to argue with all the bitches on Black Twitter.
But no, it's
there are a lot of different Twitters. There's sex worker Twitter, there's Black Twitter.
Black Twitter is so petty.
But if we're we're just referencing like Black Twitter per se. There's always like this, and I partake in it for content purposes, but there's always like this back and forth volley of like men versus women. You know what I mean? And it's always like the narrative. Not everybody, but the general narrative is always basically a woman saying like, I know what you want, so I'm gonna get what I can get if I'm gonna give that to you.
But that's also coming from people that don't have much, that's always out to just get, and I give.
That's true, but if a lot of the
or people that's not used to having much,
right.
which is
I agree, but if most of your attractive women are agreeing with that narrative, that sends signals to dudes that if I want an attractive girl, these are the steps that I feel like I have to follow in order to achieve that.
I think that type of stuff is like for females with like low self-esteem that follow the guidelines of Instagram, like, oh well, if you don't do this and you don't do that, you're not gonna have a man. Like,
and it's stupid, but
it is dumb.
that's the era that we live in.
It is, but like, how are you gonna let an Instagram post dictate that you're gonna get married at 25 and have 3 kids and
But
a
it's real.
house with a picket fence?
It's like we're talking about like that stupid person in the class who doesn't understand anything, but he still exists.
And
like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what social media is.
It's irritating stupid. Because these posts are coming from people that's living in the back room and sleeping in the cardboard bed. Like it's ridiculous that millennials really let the internet dictate how their dating life goes.
But if there's how many people on Earth? If it's 7 billion people on Earth, and 5 billion of them are subscribing to the idea of Instagram, then it's now a reality. It's not. It's stupid. It's a dumb reality, but it's still a reality.
Yeah.
So like that's what makes people feel like. I'm not saying it's the right thing, but that's what makes people feel like they might have to follow like certain rules or a formula or something.